This Muslim debater got schooled. Guys, you need to listen to this.
Jesus was crucified and died through the process is granted by virtually 100% of all scholars who study the subject today.
Yep.
His crucifixion, his death by crucifixion, is attested not only in Christian sources, but in non-Christian sources as well. So we can see the evidence, both historical and medical, indicates that Jesus was crucified and that this process him.
There is a different conception of what happened regarding the crucifixion of Jesus. The crucial verse is in chapter 4, verse number 157, where it says, "They killed him not, nor did they crucify him, but so it was made to appear to them. And those who differed concerning the matter are in doubt concerning him. For a certainty they killed him not, but God raised him to himself." This verse of the Quran leaves open the possibility that Jesus did not actually die on the cross. And this, in a nutshell, is the Muslim belief, that even though the enemies thought they had Jesus, thought they had him, they were not successful in doing that. If we take just the narratives the way they are, given in the text, one would not be sure that Jesus actually died on the cross. God rescued Jesus and raised him to himself.
Now I'd like to take a moment and look at Shabir's rescue theory. Now I would grant that it does account for the empty tomb, but that's all. The problems I have with it is there's no evidence for it. In addition, in order to explain the data, he has to strain the gospel texts.
Exactly.
It ignores strong and historical and medical evidence in order to explain his religious beliefs. All historians believe the death, but the Quran says this and I'm a Muslim. Kind of along the argument, the Quran says that I believe it and that settles it for me. So I don't have to do that with Christianity. So as N.T. Wright says in that book, I think he would say, Shabir, you're building castles in the air, and so we need not feel obligated to rent a room. Not only does the rescue theory ignore all the evidence, in fact, it's contrary to all the eyewitness testimonies of what happened to Jesus. It's based on a single source that was written 600 years after Jesus with no contact with eyewitnesses. It's ad hoc because, as I explained, it's a supernatural explanation because it has no evidence and, in fact, is contrary to the evidence. It appears like it was made more to rescue Islam than it was to rescue Jesus. So for these reasons, I just cannot accept this theory.
It is over.